Lycan.
Hello and welcome guys to the ProDota Cup by Smashcast TV. We have a match here between XIAO DIAN and the Mongolz, and it's going to be the first best of 3 of today. This is the second match for this best of 3. The first one goes quite easily to XIAO DIAN. They dominate early with a Lycan and the TA, snowball pretty hard with the TA, and then just win from there. Let's see if the Mongolz can come back at the end of the best of 3 and take this this important best of 3 from XIAO DIAN, or if they're going to be eliminated quickly by XIAO DIAN in the first round and loses brackets, and thus lose all their flame and glory and have to wait till the next iteration of the ProDota Cup XIAO version to actually be able to regain it. We'll see what happens. XIAO DIAN bans out the Lina, the Kunkka, the Sanking, and the Juggernaut. They pick up a Clockwork, an Assassin, the Lycan, and the Tinker. The Mongolz themselves are banning out the Bristleback, and Abaddon, the Shadow Shaman, a Crystal Maiden, and they pick up a Legion Commander, a Warlock, and a Troll Warlord. So the Mongolz on this iteration are going to go with a Warlock Legion Commander. They know how powerful that is. They're also going to They're also going to run a Troll Warlord as well, because of course you dominate the lanes easily with Legion Commander Warlock. You get a lot of space because you force support rotations to go against them, because otherwise they're too strong. And you're already fighting against a Lycan, so Legion Commander is quite strong because Lycan is obviously a melee hero. And then the Troll Warlord is pretty much a free lane as a carry, and then he just outfarms almost everyone. You combine this with perhaps a Magnus in the mid lane if you choose to. Against a Tinker it'd be a bit dangerous, but you can always combine it with something like an Invoker, for example. Would work wonders with Troll Warlord and with Legion Commander, and just win from there. But of course, first you pick the support, I believe, and the second support could be what, Trim Protector? Earth Spirit? Yeah, Earth Spirit is the most common thing, of course, for proxy, and it really stops the Tinker as well, so it's not a bad pickup whatsoever. In fact, it also stops the Lycan by pushing him away and stuff. It does a lot of useful things here for Mongolz. And Mongolz, I mean, they have a really good lineup this game. A much better lineup than last game, with the Earth Spirit, the Warlock giving them a bit of team fight, the Legion Commander allowing them to single targetly, or kill a single target pretty easily. The Invoker would have of course been the best thing with the Earth Spirit, but if they're not going to be able to pick that guy, just get banned. And of course the Troll Warlord to give you a bit of pushing power as well once you get kills, so you don't just, you know, misuse those kills. XIAO DIAN here have a Lycan, a Tinker, an Assassin, and a Clockwork, so they have much more killing potential, especially in terms of global ganking. And the Lycan and the Tinker do have a bit of pushing power with the March of the Machines, of course, and the natural power of the Lycan. And the great part about this is that Lycan is not particularly the best lane pusher, but Tinker can help out a lot with the March of the Machines. Lina pick. Oh wow, Mongolz even forget to use their last ban. I'm assuming they didn't disconnect. Wow, they don't even use their last ban. Lina for them, I guess. In the mid lane? No, she got banned. Viper? No. Quap? Quap, maybe? OD if you want to go for a classic. Death Prophet. Okay, so they're going full push against what XIAO DIAN presented last game. Death Prophet is a bit weak against the Lycan, so I'm not entirely sure. They have in the second support they have to pick up. The Rubik seems particularly great this game. Position 5, barely needs items. So again, Ancient Apparition is another great hero, especially since the recent buffs, and with the Lycan he works wonders, by the way. Because reducing his attack speed doesn't really matter, because Lycan's attack speed is terrible anyway, so go for the Chilling Touch and then you'll destroy anyone, especially the duo. Woo! Legion Commander. The best part about it is, like, in a duel, for example, like you Chilling Touch whoever is in the duel and you start attacking Legion Commander, there's no way she's surviving. You're also going to win the lane pretty easily. It works well with the Clockwork, the Nyx Assassin, not the biggest attack damage, but really good ways to stun someone out and to be able to hit them multiple times. They actually have a pretty good way of dealing with this. Let's see. Let's see what XIAO DIAN pick up though. I mean, again, like I said, Eggshell version is good. Rubik is also good. If you want to go for a classic, I mean, Shadow Shaman, no, he's been banned. Jakiro is going to be the option for XIAO DIAN. Okay. I mean, those last two picks were a bit weird, frankly. The Jakiro's not bad, though, because he doesn't get killed at all by the Legion Commander because of his high HP pool. The Liquid Fire is so useful against both Legion and Troll Warlord to stop the Fervor stacks, and obviously to stop the Legion from destroying people. And the Jakiro himself still has an Ice Path to stun out the Legion Commander, to stop the Death Prophet attack. It's not bad. XIAO DIAN is presenting a pretty good team here against what the Mongolz is showing off. In fact, with the damage that they're presenting, there's a lot of magical damage. It comes to the Lycan, it comes to the Nyx Assassin. It's a good amount of team fight as well. The Mongols are not going to have the easiest match, but they do have a better lineup, or a lineup they probably feel more confident in against the guys from the Mongols. Sorry, I guess guys for XIAO DIAN, especially if you've lost the first game of the best of 3 and you're facing elimination, you're probably thinking, shit, we have to win this game. We're going to go with our strongest lineup. And in this situation, the Troll Warlord and Legion Commander is a combo that they love running. You know, they run it before, so very effective. So let's see what happens. I mean, the tower levels are coming up. Both teams, I can see the team tower shoutdown. It's pretty cool. I actually don't mind this at all. That doesn't really bother me to have the team tower shoutdown or not. Right, let's see. XIAO DIAN versus Mongolz. We're finally in the game. Let's take the draft thing off and present the teams real quick. My name is DSwordfish. I will be your cast support today. Now let's see what Mongolz and XIAO DIAN are running in this matchup. We have Mongolz on the Radiant side as the good guys. Adiuko playing the Warlock in the support position. In the mid lane, it's a Death Prophet played by Death Retribution. Proxy is the Earth Spirit as second support. In the off lane, it's Masquerade on the Legion Commander. And finally, as the carry, only playing the Troll Warlord. Now, for the XIAO DIAN team, DIAN is going to be running the Nyx Assassin, the support position. The second support in this case is going to be the Jakiro by Jaeger. Here in the offlane, Love H is going to be playing the Clockwork. In the mid lane, a Tinker by Gentleman. And as the carry, Speeddraw will be running his Lycan. Right, so for both teams, it's a pretty good start by both Mongolz and XIAO DIAN. In terms of drafting, and I don't mind their lanes just a lot. In fact, it all is going to depend a bit on the lanes for the guys of Mongolz. How useful is this Earth Spirit going to be? Look, I'm in lobby now, so there's not going to be any issues with delay, and I can also draw, so that's the best part about lobbying. Anyway, the Mongolz are not too worried, obviously, about that. So the Mongolz have pretty good lanes, and they have to utilize the Earth Spirit very well, so it seems how strong the Earth Spirit can be, of course, in the early game. Gentleman is just looking for... Oh, wait, Rolling Boulder. He was just looking for the Bounty Rune right now. He has to go for the level 1 laser. He did take the Bounty Rune, but as a result, he's going to die. He knew he was going to die anyway, so I think he just at least took the Bounty Rune because he had to. And that's First Blood for Sorry. That's a really good start for the Mongols. They're going to be able to take down the mid-hero and XIAO DIAN, forcing them now to not have that early game domination with the Tinker against the Death Prophet, because they usually do. Oh, the help of DIAN, though. That was a really clever thing by XIAO DIAN. They decided to go... It's a really weird name, the XIAO DIAN, and one of them is called DIAN. Right. It's... what XIAO DIAN is doing is very clever here, is using the initial level in that mana burn to not only not push the lane, but also harass the Death Prophet and take away her possibility of using Quips Form and whatnot. And her intelligence gain is ridiculous. The mana burn is actually going to hurt her considerably. That's why I said the Death Prophet could be quite a dangerous pick. Both the Tinker and the Nyx Assassin have ways of dealing with her. And the Lycan doesn't care too much about her because, of course, low armor because of her low agility gain. And she doesn't like... I mean, either she goes for Solar Crest or this Lycan is going to completely destroy her. And even then, the Lycan goes for Solar Crest and kind of nullifies the effect to some degree. It reduces your evasion a bit. Oh, careful, DIAN. There's the Spirit Siphon. He wanted to harass and realized that it might have been a bit dangerous. Yeah. If the Rolling Boulder had just come properly by proxy, then it would have hit the Nyx Assassin. It would have been a kill for sure, because the Nyx Assassin with Bodyburn is the most useless thing you can ever see. He's really good at, harassing the lane and trying to confront the lanes and trying to win the lanes, but it's all he can do. Genuinely. Oh, see, this is why the Liquid Fire is so useful. Stopping Masquerade's damage a bit. You have to max Liquid Fire here. Usually I'd be a big fan of Dual Breath because it deals more damage, but the Liquid Fire minus attack speed is so useful this game. Especially with the Jakiro. Oh, the Mana Burn from the Nyx as well, helping out, so that make sure that there's no overwhelming odds. The sad part about Legion is you can usually win the lane against most any melee carry, just by playing aggressively and using overwhelming odds efficiently as an escape mechanism. And if you take away the mana, that's probably the best way to deal with that. Okay, cogs are available, so this is not going to be a kill, almost for certain. They saw the cogs happen, so now they know they have no cogs. He has to go out, uses the battery assault, has to go to his shrine. Where's the TP? He's not coming out yet. Love it. No help from his teammates, and he's going to go down to this insanely long tower dive. Just because nobody from XIAO DIAN was carrying a TP or bothered to help him. Obviously, actually, nobody was carrying a TP from XIAO DIAN. No. Jaeger didn't have one either, and Speedrun didn't have one, so there was actually no TPs that could help him. So there he could have just stayed in the cogs and stayed in the trees as best as he can, trying to eat his way through, or something. But of course it was a bit hard. Maybe use a tree to block, you know, like an iron bench. But of course that would have just been taken down by the quelling blade. I don't know. It wasn't an easy endeavor for the Clockwork. It did seem like the best of rotations from his teammates out there. I was expecting a bit of at least one TP from someone. Okay, we'll see. We'll see how this works for Mongolz and for XIAO DIAN. And how more importantly, these lanes are going to be entirely for Mongolz. Spread has done a lot with a rolling boulder already in the early game. The Troll Warlord is farming pretty efficiently, only being beat by a Tinker ever so slightly. Death Prophet's the only one that's not doing too well because of this harassment of Dian, which is true. But for now, they're dealt with a superior. And oh god, the Speedrun just got a kill, man. I was watching this slight initiation in the middle lane. Actually, Masquerade died. He played a bit too aggressively, overplayed his hand, and then got destroyed as a result. So that really settles the net worth difference. Yeah, not that big a deal, honestly. Mongolz really need to get items before this net worth difference becomes a reality, or well, that makes a difference. And oh, Jaeger, this could be an easy kill with Boulder Smash. Overwhelming odds are being used though, and the extra movement speed is gone. Jaeger is not being slowed by the poison orb anymore. And as we were talking about earlier, it's actually really strong. What XIAO does, which is having a really tanky support, and Speed Draw is not able to kill Masquerade because of course that poor man's shield is so annoying. But for now, he's dealing a considerable amount of damage. Now the Liquid Fire finally coming out. The Howl, they're committing to this. The Ice Path is not available, but the Dual Breath is, so they could slow down Masquerade ever so slightly. But with those boots and the extra movement speed, a bit hard to really catch up on this, or catch up to this Leech. Now, there's the first boulders, or the rolling boulder. No boulder smash. He doesn't want to use it just yet. The Spike Harp is actually not available for the end, so he wouldn't be able to survive this, but whatever. He now gets the boots on the courier, also an infused raindrops to help him out, and Proxy should not be able to just kill him anymore. He has the Impale as well to stop Proxy. Oh, the rolling boulder, quite committed. There's the mana burn first to take away any further attempts at rolling bouldering. However, there's no Impale just yet. They have to use the laser. Finally, the Impale comes out because they had the mana. And the laser is going to finish him off. No, one Fairy Fire should make him survive. Heat-seeking missile, ensuring the kill onto the Earth Spray. This is why you save points, boys. This is why you don't get that many points into... well, you just decide what to do and to go on a Tinker, because that's exactly what you should do. Your spells are very situational. It really depends. Any build is valid on a Tinker, as long as you can justify it within the game parameters. And with this, they equal the score pretty evenly, actually. They also take away the possible ganking power the Earth Spray will have. I like the build the Tinker went for, which is the almost the lane dominator, but hybrid build with a couple levels of March of the Machines early on. He knows there's not going to be, by any means, any sort of... well, help him his team enough. Yeah, that was unfortunate for Gentleman. Oh, they're even pitting him out for the last hit. That's really mean. Okay, the game is hard. Anyway, like I was saying, the issue here with of course Gentleman is, or the great thing about this build, this hybrid build, is the fact that he can actually farm and also dominate the lane at the same time. And okay, Love in the bottom lane, committing to Adiuka, a lot of damage, but he also helps him. Sorry with the whirling axis, and they have no way of stunning him. Is hoping for a lucky stun. Not gonna happen to Love H, not today at least. And like I said, Gentleman here is going for the hybrid build to allow him to both dominate the lane with a heat-seeking missile laser combo, which is usually the combo to dominate the lane, and then put even more harassment with, of course, that March of the Machines and be able to farm with that. So, for now, the gold advantage will not be too much in XIAO DIAN's favor, because Mongols are obviously winning the lanes, especially that pick of the Troll Warlord, who's farming pretty well. But it's not like XIAO DIAN is too far behind, and they even got a kill in this top lane, so they should be quite happy with this. In fact, we're seeing a Solar Crest now on the Lycan coming out pretty, I mean, not early by any means, because he already got his stripes and everything, but he's going to get more mask at a decent timing as well. The net worth for everyone, besides the Troll beating the Lycan by just a bit, it's definitely a clear difference here in XIAO DIAN's team, because they're actually winning this mid lane, and their offlaners also getting, of course their offlaners getting, less experience and gold than the Legion Commander, but the Clockwork can do less with less experience, so it's not that big a deal for XIAO DIAN. Of course, Mongolz is happy with how this early game is going, but if they don't get a kill on the Tinker soon, then this guy is going to snowball. Good, it's like they read my mind. They go in with the Bolter Smash, there's the Shadow Ward, the help from the Nyx Assassin, good impale, but Gentleman's already dead, so there's no helping him now, and DIAN even just takes a bit of damage to the Fatal Bonds for the heck of it, because why not? Tinker dying in the middle lane, that's a very important kill, that's exactly what they needed this whole time. The guys from Mongolz now will be able to play a bit more aggressively in this middle lane. They may even go for further kills. Oh, that was a great play with the Clockwork, stopping him with the cogs, and the Boulder Smash doesn't help him out at all. Love H will just blink or TP away, getting the kill on the Earth Spirit and surviving as a result, while the tower in the bottom lane falls down to the Troll Warlord's damage. The Lycan would like to get a tower early, but of course with the new build that they're running on him with maxing Feral Impulse and Howl, the Lycan doesn't actually, or isn't actually able to push these towers, because he's now the Wolves to help him push, and he also can't take the early game shot and whatnot. The issue with that is that, well, of course the Lycan loves this new build of going for the Feral Impulse because of the bonus damage, the bonus HP regen is fucking fantastic on speed draw, etc, etc. You do have the issue currently right now that since you don't go for the Wolves, a lot of the possibilities like taking Roshan, taking objectives like the towers are much harder for you, and you lose that pushing power that you used to have in Lycan. Your late game is pretty much what you're going to rely on if you're XIAO DIAN, but of course, I think as a Tinker and Lycan versus the Troll Warlord Death Prophet, you're more than happy to get to that late game. But of course, if you don't get to it, then that's the problem. That's why they picked Tinker and Jakiro, great people at high ground defense, and I understand that. Of course, sieging powers of Jakiro are right, and they can take towers as well, but the whole point of this is high ground defense. And that's a good idea for XIAO DIAN, but if the late game or the early game of the Mongolz team starts going so well, then you're going to start having trouble, especially because this Legion Commander is actually really farmed up, and isn't able to get a Blink Dagger at a relatively high or fast timing, which is an issue, of course, for XIAO DIAN. Actually, I say relatively, and that was never better words have been spoken, because it's relative to the SCA region, not relative to the general idea of a Blink Dagger on Legion Commander. The SCA region in general farms a bit slower. If you look at the GPM, you'll see that the GPM for nobody right now is up above 400, and you even have have some people below 300. In fact, some people below 200. In this case, the Clockwork, but he already got a kill on Ayuka. That's not bad. The Battery Assault, yeah. Damage from the Cogs, Love It or Love H will be able to get this kill on to the Warlock. And though he, like I said, no items, still pretty useful because your abilities are better than your items. And Masquerade, realizing this Jakiro is not to be messed with, the Liquid Fire puts you in a really difficult position, so you press the attack to remove it, or you just don't fight against the Jakiro. The duel could prove also very bad if the Lycan comes in with a Shapeshift. That's an easy kill, or the Rocket Flare plus Hookshot comes in from the Clockwork. It's not a hard thing to do for the guys with XIAO DIAN. Part of their lineup, the big part of the lineup, or the part of the tricks in the lineup is that they have a lot of ability. Masquerade, Liquid Fire onto him, Speed Draw could help against him with a Shapeshift, perhaps, if he wants to commit to this, but it's a bit hard, so Masquerade in the end should be able to just make it out alive, no problem. Shadow Word to heal him up, that's pretty good. And then here, Proxy, careful, they hookshot him. They actually are able to kill off Proxy. Love H getting another kill in the bottom lane with a Battery Assault damage. Now for level 4 Battery Assault. He has an urn. He also bought the Infused Rain Dove, so he has actually a pretty decent mana regen in the early game. And went for the Tranquil Boots. Able to almost surpass the Legion Commander in her net worth based on his kills, even though his last hits are much lower than hers. That's not bad at all. The best part about this rotation, by the way, that XIAO DIAN did with the Tinker going to the jungle and whatnot, is that Tinker not only doesn't have to suffer the annoying Death Prophet anymore, but the Nyx Assassin's been doing a pretty good job of just gathering experience in that lane and gathering a bit of farm as well. And with the March of the Machines build, this is entirely possible. He's able to get the Travel Boots, the Soul Ring, and the Bottle all within timing. And if you look at the net worth, he might not be top in net worth, but Gentleman is top in heart, I suppose. No, he's actually doing really well regardless, because he got the Travel Boots already. He's able to just travel to base now with his Soul Ring and get as many kills as he can. Oh, wow. Just kill the center. Yeah, and get as much as you can out of this jungle and out of these ancient stacks. And being able to take these stacks is a huge buff that he got. Jaeger actually dies in the middle lane, but no big deal. Macropyre was committed, but Macropyre was committed by him, obviously. Now that he has a trial boots, the Tinker is able to take down pretty much any target as long as he just TPs to someone nearby, or the hook shot comes in and he just TPs nearby. Next assassin comes in with Vendetta, TPs nearby, etc. And you can also go for the Boots of Travel level 2 soonish this game, sooner than most people would, mainly because you can TP to the Nyx and the Clockwork, and they're both useful TP spots. But of course, the Tinker right now is going to be looking for possibly a Blink Dagger and then the Aetherlands Aghanim's build, just so you can stop the attack from Mongolz. Mongolz, of course, is going to start to attack you very hard in the early game by utilizing the Troll Warlord and the Death Prophet to, well, take down your structures. What's going to be quite hard if the Troll Warlord is fighting against a constantly lasering Tinker, and the Heat-Seeking Missiles can really screw over. The Death Prophet relies on staying on really low health, being healed in the end. Alright, this is the objective. It's Legion Commander. Heat-Seeking Missiles already catch her out. Impale as well. That's too much damage. Too much damage. XIAO DIAN will be getting a quick kill with a hook shot from behind. They actually catch out Proxy. Proxy is forced to Boulder Smash to Love H away. Now he's fighting against Sari alone. Doesn't want to fight this. He's actually going to be brought down. Love H thought he was a god. Thought he could do it better than that. And turns out he was just a mere mortal. He was just a Clockwork the whole time. The disguise. Alright. They do get a kill on the enemy offlaner for their own offlaner. It's not that big a deal. The only issue is that, of course, you not wasted a rotation, but you used up a rotation against the Legion Commander, whereas the enemy team didn't have to use any rotations. They were just there, and they just happened to murder the Clockwork. He did waste a TP back from someone, so that's alright from the Clockwork, but it wasn't, like I said, that big a deal for XIAO DIAN. Or Mongolz. I mean, it's just a kill on the offlaner right now. What you want to do as well is try to reduce that Legion Commander's farm to some degree. Oh, both TPs. Jaeger's not going to be as lucky. Ice Path already used. They're trying to deal some damage to the Troll Warlord before he dies. Jaeger has the Macropyre. Not able to use it. Not able to use it in time. And that's Jaeger dying for you. Gentleman, though, coming into the middle lane and starts to push it. Say, screw it. We're going to lose a tower. We'll take a tower as a result. And not only is Speeddraw taking this bottom tower, but the Tinker is trying to push this middle tower as well. Gentleman using the March of the Machines efficiently to just push those lanes of creeps. Doesn't need to have any tower pushing power to, you know, like I said, take the creeps lanes down. That's the best part of that speed draw, or like a Tinker and Lycan combination, is the fact that the Tinker just takes down the creeps and split pushes as much as he can. The Lycan goes more of a Deathball push, but he's able to push structures down quite fast. And with that, I mean, XIAO DIAN don't really have much base kind of defense. I don't think they actually established themselves as the team that could be losing against XIAO DIAN, and with these structures, that's the issue, and we'll talk about this in a second. Sounds on the Nyx, they still see him finally out of the sentry range. Yeah, DIAN should be alright. Right, the issue with this is that look how many towers the enemy team has taken, already 2 tier 1s, right? The difference in net worth is purely these tier 1s, so it's, the guys from Mongolz should not be confident at all. The only reason the Troll Warlord is a bit more farmers because he's been taking those last in the towers, but as soon as Speed Draw gets a Solar Crest, it's going to be super hard to kill him. I actually can't imagine that I can be able to kill this poor Lycan, because with the Solar Crest on, the Ghosts also missed, the attacks on the Troll Warlord missed, the attacks on the Legion Commander missed. I mean, that's a 25% miss chance that you're not going to give up for anything unless you're in shapeshifted form. Okay, they definitely saw that. He put a ward down, but they see him. Yeah, Ice Path. What? Okay, Impale, I understood what he was going with that, but the hookshot is going to catch him out. Battery Assault, another good Boulder Smash. The base is dropped, and they want to counterattack. This Proxy's still not dead. Heat-Seeking Missiles, plus 1 attack from the Clock will go finish him off, and Gentleman is ready to attack, but the Lycan has already turned into shapeshifted form. He has Mask of Madness and the Solar Crest, but still not dealing damage to anyone. That tower might fall. The Ice Path is just used to stop the Golem for a couple more seconds, but the Ice Path is actually only level 1, I believe. Yeah, it's only 1 second stun. Make it. So XIAO DIAN have a pretty nice pushing power. And I actually don't know what Mongolz is supposed to do. Sorry, make it so Mongolz has a lot of really nice pushing power. I actually don't think XIAO DIAN can try to take this or tank this or whatever. They're not able to take these towers or save these towers or deny. But they were all there, which is alright. They also discovered the ward, so it could have been worse. That ward was probably made just to take the tower down, but whatever. It's still a pretty aggressive, good aggressive ward. They took it away, and that's an observer, so they don't actually see Adiuka. They don't actually see DIAN. I'm gonna kill Adiuka probably. Okay. There's this Lycan as well, joining in. Of course, the wolves. You can always TP to the wolves. That's what I forgot about. Don't need child builds level 2. What an idiot. And they killed the first one, but it's only Adiuka. They want to kill a second, that being Legion Commander. And with the Rocket Flare, they actually might be able to Heat-Seeking Missiles level 2. No way! The Legion Commander walked back into the Rocket Flared area! There was no way they couldn't see you. They should have walked away, but I mean, regardless, the Blink Dagger would have killed her probably, but that was an easy Rocket Flare kill. And they get 2 kills for the price of none. They equal the score. XIAO DIAN. Alright. Getting a bit of a win on them. Getting a bit of a win. It seems like they want to win this 2-0. They don't want to risk elimination whatsoever. XIAO DIAN knows what terrible elimination can be, especially against a team like the guys at Mongolz. So they're just going to choose to face possible... Sorry, they're just going to choose to advance to the next round. After all, this is a best of 3. If they win the second one, they're already done. And get closer to the best of 5 final. That's such an important final. And we still don't know who the first finalist is. MVP Retribution, for example, will be one of them. But we still don't know. Ironically, as we watch Retribution die. Because this is a dead Retribution. Easy stuff. You have the Impale, the hookshot as well. The damage from Gentleman is too high right now. And they really aren't able to deal with the Tinker. He actually was able to stall up pretty well. And the only kill they got him wasn't able to stop his farm. And now with the kills into the Death Prophet, Legion Commander, they're finally starting to slow down the farm of these 2 cores. And the only core that's going to be farmed at the end of it is going to be the Troll Warlord. And he's going to be a pain in the ass, surely, but the Tinker with the laser should be able to still stop him down. By the way, am I seeing a Desolator going on to Speed Rush? We're going for full minus armor damage. Wow, full physical damage. I mean, he's the only one with physical damage in this team, so it's not as useful as you'd usually be, but it does increase your damage by a lot. And of course, Desolator is a beauty on Lycan, because Lycan doesn't hit too fast. I mean, with less commanders, of course he does, but it usually doesn't hit too fast. When you add a Desolator and a Solar Crest to the mix, every hit he does, especially if it's a crit, will take away half the enemy's health. That's what you're looking for, because you can't hit them too much. Sorry, you can hit them a lot, or in the sense that you can hit them multiple times, because your Shapeshift allows them to pursue them, but you can't hit them too much in a row, so you're not really that good at sustained damage or, you know, not getting crits. Alright, this poor Tinker is dead. They found out about the Boulder Smash. There's a Troll Warlord. They join in the duel as well, and this poor Tinker has to sacrifice his life to the Legion Commander. That's the kill they were looking for, honestly, so pretty good by Mongolz, giving a bit of dual damage to Legion Commander as well, but 18 minutes in, the Masquerade only has 10 dual damage. So, yeah, it's not looking too good for... Sorry, the dual damage is okay, of course, but the Mongols still need to take a bit more objectives than what they're doing right now. They're hoping for a bit more domination in the early game, utilizing the Earth Spirit to get more kills. But right now, look at the Death Prophet. Her gold per minute is quite low, below 400, and she just right now got her Yo Scepter. The No Talisman available as well, the double No Talisman with the drums. I mean, she does have a lot of intermediate items, but ooh, is this fight going to be bad? The Macropyre already came up by the Jakiro. And they want to get vision of it. The Ice Path coming at the right second. They can't actually take this Aegis. No! Love was so close. And it might actually kill Sari as a result. But the Aegis will take by Retribution. Maybe not the best objective for the Aegis. Honestly, they already blow her up. And she has no ultimate. So she's going to be completely useless. The Lycan is still looking for the Troll Warlord. Has extra movement speed. But is not going to be able to run away from the Lycan. The Heat-seeking missiles will just finish him off. And now Retribution continuing to fight. She has a bit of damage on Spirit Siphon. In comes the duel. And Masquerade wants to hurt them. Gentleman, though, joins into the fray. And Speedra still looking for the Masquerade kill, able to use the mana burn. Nah, not much, but DSwordfish should be able to get an Impale on, at least into proxy. Nah, he's just also rolling boulders and then let him go. Okay, well, XIAO DIAN, that was a bit not as... Okay, that was not as aggressive as I was expecting them. They had the complete upper hand in that matchup, but they decided not to use it efficiently. However, Troll Warlord does go down regardless, so they get the kill on the Troll, and that's the important part. And they also take the Aegis, which the Clockwork started to steal. And that was a pretty good attempt. The Rocket Flare just get a bit off, and he couldn't hookshot any faster. But of course, if he had just stolen that, that would have been insane. They don't do that, and they force the Aegis into the Death Prophet, which is not as good. And you know, that's a that's an issue in the sense that, I mean, the Death Prophet did get an Aegis, but of course, the whole point here is the Aegis on Death Prophet is one of the worst Aegises out there. And if she dies again this time, this would be horrendous. I mean, they catch her out. Ice Path does not impact, but the Impale will. Retribution goes down to the damage of Jaeger and DIAN as well. So with that, that's another kill onto Retribution. They make up for that mistake of not being able to kill Death Prophet twice, and they continue to push in this top lane if I'm not mistaken. I mean, you have a Jakiro, you have a Lycan. You really should start pushing a couple tier 1s, especially tier 1s, because the Jakiro has a lot of pushing power with his Liquid Breath. Just doesn't seem to have been recognized just yet. Let's see. The attack from the Tinker is coming in. He TP's right up. Gas March of the Machine's available. And we'll continue to push this lane up with the Lycan. And of course, the Jakiro. Like I said, these towers fall down quickly. Let's see. Mongols have a plan, though. They're both smoked up. And Sari and Ariuka are planning on getting a kill here with this smoke. But for now, they're just losing time, and this is another important factor. Like I said, the late game is very much in favor of XIAO DIAN. The net worth is now not as much in favor of Mongolz as it used to be. The total warlord is barely winning by what, 100 to 200 gold. It's nothing, right? Obviously, the difference is not that big a deal. Oh, careful, rolling boulder. They're gonna catch out the Jakiro. Okay, that's another easy duel for the Legion Commander. That's pretty good. Trying to get the snowball on Legion Commander and make it so that the late game is more oriented towards Mongolz because you have a Legion Commander that's really farmed. Yeah, especially with the new ags. The new ags actually allows you to be a pretty useful late game carry if you need one. I mean, you can only kill one person per team fight, but that one person is Lycan per se, or Tinker, then you're set. Ideally, you would kill Lycan later on in the game, and because you have the BKB anyway, so you don't really care about the Tinker attacking you. Oh, no, sorry. The Mask of Madness, Solar Crest as well. But not going to be used. When Solar Crest is not used, you kind of identify and maybe they don't want to fight this. There's a Spike Carpus available. They silence the Nyx Assassin though. They don't have a duel in 40 more seconds. Where's the Spike Carpus? Not yet used. Dian has to get some ground on this. Vendetta is available. Spike Carpus, please, my friend. There it is, stopping some of the damage. And of course, the Warlock from attacking you. He would have died if he didn't use the Spike Carpus in time. So that Shadow Word almost destroying Dian. He survived there, and they waste a whole rock on it. So that's a pretty good matchup for, or a gank for XIAO DIAN. And the worst, I mean, the worst part I guess for them is the fact that they don't actually get to finish off Mongolz, or they don't get to kill them with a smoke gank, so that's unfortunate. But besides that, they did pretty well. I saw Kurat's going on speed draw as well, and that is going to help him out. Because that's going to get the minus armor up, and I mean, we already see Lycan go for the full minus armor build is only going to increase his damage further. The only issue is, of course, you're up against a Tinker, or you're up with a Tinker, so the Tinker doesn't really benefit from the minus armor, but I suppose the idea here is, like I said, spread out. One team, one guy goes for minus armor to take structures, and of course, it also improves the Jakiro damage to some degree and whatnot. And the other guy, in this case, the Tinker, decides to push lanes out, and he's doing exactly that. The lanes are pretty pushed for both teams, and he's been participating in a lot of kills as well, utilizing that laser and heat-seeking missiles pretty well in the early game. On the top lane, we see a bit of pushing power by Retribution. He doesn't have the ultimate, so he could attack with that ultimate, utilizing the exorcism to take a tower down. He still hasn't gotten a... Oh, he's going for Lincoln's first. Interesting. We'll talk about it in a second, because first of all, it's actually Earth Spirit who has to die really quickly in this bottom lane, and now they actually find Masquerade, but Ariuka's a better target. They want to kill off the Warlock first, and now finish off the Legion Commander. That is 3 deaths now for XIAO DIAN, and their next objective is to take that tower. Speed draw, helped by this Desolator damage, and of course that Liquid Fire from the Jakiro. It's an easy tier 2 for them, and they want to defend this top tier 2 as well, as the push from Retribution is coming up, but I don't think that's possible. The Troll Warlord and the Death Prophet are both attacking this top tower, so they're probably going to be able to take it. However, now they're fighting without a Legion, without an Earth Spirit, and without a Warlock. Granted, the Warlock, when he comes back, doesn't have a rock, so he's even worse. The duel is available on the Legion Commander as soon as he comes back, and I think this is time for XIAO DIAN to push, and it's for sure. I mean, you're not going to use buyback on the Legion Commander, and you can push this in 17 seconds. Be careful. Rolling Boulder comes in. Oh, Boulder smashes one of the BKB. Activate on Troll Warlord. The Aspath won't hit him, and the Lycan has to run away from this somehow. The Clockwork already cogs himself in and make sure that nobody dies there. The heat-seeking missiles barely destroyed Retribution. Oh, great. That Yield Scepter actually made him survive. Ice Pass stops the Troll Warlord attack. Gentleman might have gone a bit too far, and he bit off more than he could chew. The upheaval even slowed him down. That is a sacrificial kill by Gentleman. Now the Hell for Masquerade. Great Ice Path to zone at the enemy team. Jakiro has to run away though. DIAN might have to sacrifice himself just to help out speed draw. And he's going in for Retribution. They catch him with the Mana. Oh, wow. They don't catch him with the Impale, but they do hit him with the Vendetta and that Mana Burn. Now, Speed Draw hit by the Golem. The duel is available. Speed Draw has to run away, but he's been taunted. There's no Shapeshift. The Macropyre is dealing a lot of damage, though. It might even kill the Legion Commander. And the Lycan is running away in time, using the 2 Wolves. The Troll Warlord wants to chase him, but it's really hard. He's going to go for Masquerade and kill him in the last hit. There's the Impale. Catching out Troll Warlord. That's what they wanted. They turned this team fight around. Speed Draw will die to the Warlock damage, but who cares? He got 2 kills as a result. One of them onto a Troll Warlord, and now the Ice Path hitting Ariuka, the Liquid Fire as well. Careful, they have an Arcanes, so he's gonna be able to survive this, I believe. Yeah, the Shadow Word is also able to deal a lot of damage, so you don't really want to fight against that. The Clockwork also in the backlines. I mean, that's how powerful Lycan was. That's ridiculous. He almost survived it. It wasn't because of the Shadow Word. He would have survived that, and unfortunately, he doesn't have a BKB or anything of the sort, because otherwise he would have won that team fight completely. Frankly, I mean, for XIAO DIAN, that was a a pretty good team fight, especially with the Lycan Shapeshift working out so well for them. Honestly, I was surprised it worked out so well for them, but the Impale from the Nyx Assassin was fantastic, and of course the Lycan joining in, it worked out really well. But the issue here for Mongolz in these constant team fights, first of all, is Death Prophet gets killed really easily, and so does, like, Death Prophet gets killed way too often and really easily. As you can see there, she got killed by the mana burn from the Nyx Assassin. Because the mana burn deals a lot of damage to someone that actually gets 3 intelligence per level. Every level it increases damage by 15. It's horrendous. And then the Death Prophet herself likes going for, you know, items that give her... Oh, she's going for BKB now. Great. She had to go for items that give her intelligence at the beginning, like, for example, Dwarf Endurance and Yul's Scepter. Right now, every single hit of the mana burn actually deals... I mean, that's 96, right? Let's just say it's 100. I mean, let's actually calculate it properly. Mana burn deals 460. Yeah, 480 damage every time they use it on the Death Prophet. It's a ridiculous amount of damage, and the 5-second cooldown is so much. So they actually have an easy way of killing her, and of course, because of that, she's unable to actually use her damage fully from the exorcism and never able to team fight properly against XIAO DIAN. In fact, the Lycan mobility is another issue because they only have a 1 strong stun, and that is the duel. I mean, the Boulder Smash, sure, it's useful, but it's not going to catch a Lycan that's running away or running in general. It's never going to catch a Lycan, period. The 4 stuff on the Clockwork might help him. Sorry, what am I saying? The Rock might actually catch the Lycan out, like we've seen multiple times with the Golem, of course. Easy team fight, but of course, it's a bit harder when Mongolz, like I said, only have 2 sort of reliable stuns and then the duel, because if you use those reliable stuns beforehand, then you're done. And look at the Lycan, what he's doing right now with the wolves. I love this. He just makes them follow around the enemy carry, know exactly where they are, and then he knows if he can farm efficiently or not. There's the Impale, by the way, catch the Legion Commander. And easy kill until Legion Commander. She was in the trees for quite a long time, tried to TP at the last second, but of course the Impale stopped her, and the Tinker found out eventually because it's not that hard to find out Legion Commanders in the trees. And after all, Legion Commander might have Blade Mail and the 34 damage, but ironically it's counterproductive to have Blade Mail. Not really counterproductive, it's not the best against a Tinker, because unless he starts marching the machines, there's no damage, no physical damage from him whatsoever. Well, it's not really going to be relevant enough for the Blade Mail to actually matter. So the duel is hard to kill him in a duel early on without the damage yourself, and you have to rely on the Tinker either march the machining beforehand, or being in a terrible position where you can hit him with your teammates. Of course, that's the. All right, in the bottom lane, Retribution, Spike Carpus. Oh, that Impale fails. Oh wow, the Ice Path too, and XIAO DIAN will just walk away out of shame. Yeah, pure shame. Well, Troll Warlord himself now going for Diffusal Blade, apparently, as the item of choice. Okay, that's an interesting item of choice. I mean, Diffusal Blade for this game over Manta Style. I mean, he is going for the Manta Style Diffusal Blade game lineup, sorry. The Manta Style is very necessary for the laser, so I don't know why he's going for Diffusal Blade before the Manta Style. The extra Jody is quite great, of course, but if you can't hit the Troll, or if you can't hit the Tinker with a laser, then it's done. And of course, going for the Manta Style Diffusal Blade, the issue with that build is that it's really expensive if you think about it. I mean, the Diffusal Blade is cheap relative to what it does, right? But that's 3,800 if I'm not mistaken. Oh, 3,100, sorry. Plus the 4,900 of the Manta Style, 5,000 now. They keep changing these things and I can't really pay attention to the whole recipe. That's 8,100 net worth that you need to acquire to have the both combo, in addition to the Blink Dagger. Good thing he got that BKB early so that he could actually use it a bit more, because otherwise it would have been a crazy expensive combo. And lacking the BKB until that point would be horrendous. Of course, the Manta Style is great for Dispelling Laser, but you don't really want to use the BKB itself for Dispelling Laser. Right, they scanned this, but they don't care, because of course the scan only reveals they were at Roshan, and they were definitely at Roshan, and they just took it. Double damage still available, like him for a couple more seconds. The Rocket Flare, they can go onto this Death Prophet, easy with a Solar Crest. One hit, one more hit, that's all the Lycan needs, that's all the Lycan needs, but the duel is stopping him, the hookshot doesn't come in time, and the Lycan is going to be forced to use the Aegis really early in the team fight. They want to kill the Death Prophet regardless. He lost that shapeshift though. In comes Gentleman, destroys out of Yuka, finally, god damn it, the upheaval is dead. You got the heat-seeking missiles, keep harassing the Troll Warlord, that's the whole point. The heat-seeking missiles of retribution, that's the whole point of it now. With the Aghanim Center, they deal a lot of damage. The March of the Machines, Gentleman is dealing a ridiculous amount of damage, actually. And sorry, might just go down to the battery assault plus the March of the Machines. In fact, retribution is going to be stopped by the Ice Bath. And the guys at Mongolz are losing people left and right, only getting a kill on the Lycan. Finally, Proxy also goes down. And Tinker actually TP'd in front of their goddamn face and TP'd right back in no time. What a play by the Tinker. Honestly, the Tinker's dealing a ridiculous amount of damage. I want to see... Can I see how much damage? Damage done yet. Look at the Tinker damage here. 4,000... I mean, almost 5,000 damage just in a single team fight. Just because of the heat-seeking missiles and the Aghanims. And with this, they get a lot of pushing power as well. XIAO DIAN with a 13,000 net worth. Taking advantage of the Lycan. Mongolz doesn't seem to... Like, this game is going to go too well for them. They might be forced to buy back onto that Troll Warlord. Oh, God! Especially if they catch the Legion Commander. They have cogs. We don't even need them because the damage is too high. The GG World Blade will come out by Mongolz. And they're actually gonna give up so early on game number 2, saying, you know guys from XIAO DIAN, you deserve this tournament more than we do. We're gonna duck out from this game and we're just gonna accept defeat. This best of 3 goes to XIAO DIAN, who will be taking a 2-0. Mongolz are out of the ProDota Cup SCA, which means no more matches featuring the Mongolz for the remaining of this tournament. Sadly, guys. Still watch the replays, though, if you're on YouTube, because it's a lot of good replays. That said, my name is DSwordfish. I have been your caster for today. Hope you enjoyed this best of 3. For those of you that were watching on YouTube, I just want to say that there will still be all the replays for the SCA games, so feel free to watch those, even if XIAO DIAN even if Mongolz are not going to be fighting in those games, sadly. They will have lost this game against XIAO DIAN, thus XIAO DIAN advanced to the next round, and the next match of the day, Execration, the Prime and MD, will determine who's going to be XIAO DIAN's opponent for this next round. That said, guys, my name's been DSwordfish. Hope you enjoyed the cast. If you did, feel free to follow me on Twitter. And if you didn't, feel free to rage in the comments below. I will be saying goodbye, so enjoy some tunes while you wait. Actually, no, we'll be stopping the stream for an hour and 30 minutes, and then we'll be coming back in an hour and 30 minutes. So, see you guys then, and until next time, guys.